Welcome back, hockey fans, to the Hornets Hockey Network. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Michael Haungs and our videographer, Fu-Mei, Tung, and we're here up from the press box of the belly of the beast. Welcome to Shelf Park. The sign says on the other side of the arena, and this is a place where the FM Hornets in past years have long dreaded, but maybe not anymore. Maybe not in a game like this, as last year, of course, they almost tied this team across from us in white in this very arena here, Michael.
Yeah, Robbie, they forced overtime here last year on December 19th of 2023. So last season, they came here to the belly of the beast, as you said, and they were able to force the West Genesee Wildcats into overtime, where they ultimately lost. However, a very good showing from this FM Hornets squad from last year.
Absolutely. It was a tale of, unfortunately, close but no cigar. FM team that has long looked for some victory here at Shelf Park. It's been about 20 years, if you'd believe it, since they've taken victory at this arena versus that team on the other side of the ice, the West Genesee Wildcats, a team that needs little to no introduction in the Section 3 world.
And the States world, Robbie.
Absolutely. They were part of 2 years ago the Section 3 sweep as they took the D1 crown while the Skinny Atlas Lakers took the D2 crown, both in states. And, of course, they were sectional champions last year as well, looking to make it about, I believe that is 4 in a row there, if I'm reading that banner on the other side of the ice correctly. 2022, 2023, and 2024. All the D1 sectional champion, 3 years in a row for that team on the other side. And it's no wonder, small wonder in any way for the West Genesee Wildcats, team coached by, of course, the legendary Frank Colabufo, the father of now senior for the Oswego State Lakers, Daniel Colabufo, a man who played most of his high school career right here at Shelf Park and is now tearing it up on the ices of the Deborah F. Stanley Arena up at Oswego State, just about an hour north of us. And the Colabufo family, a very, very well-respected family in Central New York hockey, Section 3 hockey, and, of course, in New York State hockey as well here. But the FM Hornets, they stand a fairly good chance tonight because they have a goaltender mentored by one of the best that Central New York has ever seen, Sean LaMarche. And they've got an offense with many, many seniors that have been bitten by this team before and so have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from the West Genesee Wildcats here, Mike.
Absolutely, Robbie. Sean LaMarche, I mean, he's been playing his heart out. He has a .898 save percentage rate. He had 27 out of 29, whereas a rough stat for his game versus Skinny Atlas, where Henry Doherty put one in to win in double overtime last Wednesday.
Absolutely. The Casanova Lakers just last week falling to the FM Hornets in double overtime in one of the most gripping thrillers of sectional hockey that I have ever called. And this one is sure to be one in the same. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We'll be back just after the opening announcements and the starting lineups and, of course, the national anthems. We'll be back right here on the Hornets Hockey Network.
Starting lineups first for the visiting Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets. At 46.
And with that, another exciting edition of Hornets hockey will commence right here on the west side of the city of Syracuse at Shove Park.
Absolutely, Robbie. And if you didn't hear, here's our starting lineup for tonight's matchup. For the West Genesee Wildcats, a senior at forward, number 2, Christian Ball. A junior at defense, number 4, Ryan Long. A senior at defense, number 5, Evan Zanetti. A senior at forward, number 10, Jonah Vermwald. A senior at forward, number 24, Jacob Pensabine. And in goal, a senior, number 29, Luke Beck. And Robbie, how about you do the Hornets?
Oh, absolutely. Starting at forward, number 5, Nico Capriati. Also at forward, number 8, Connor McDonald. Another senior at forward, number 11, Will Sanzone. At defense, number 14, Brian Tonkovich. Number 23, Tyler Main. And, of course, in goal, number 30, Sean LaMarche. And we will get things started with some speed here. Is Nico Capriati able to get it momentarily out of the zone here, but Jonah Vormwald will dump that back in below the goal line. Sending it all the way around is Brian Tonkovich up to Connor McDonald. He'll send it to open ice in the neutral zone. Nico Capriati, unfortunately not able to pick that up. Instead, it's Jacob Pensabine sending it right back into the Hornets' end. Brian Tonkovich roll right into the hands of Jonah Vormwald, puts one right on. It'll go wide below the goal line. Will Sanzone taking it himself. West Jenny playing a little bit conservative defense here as Nico Capriati choosing to dump that one back in right into the hands of the Jenny Wildcats, though. They'll hand it right up to Matt Schneid. Matthew Schneid into the hands of Brian Tonkovich now. He'll look to reverse it, but it gets popped up. And that'll go up into the protective netting for a stop to play with just under a minute wiped off the board here in the first period.
I talked about how LaMarche is 0.898% for the Hornets, but Luke Beck is 9-4-6, Robbie. He's been doing fantastic for the Wildcats and obviously has a strong defense and obviously a great offense ahead of him.
That is exactly what I was going to say. The West Jenny Wildcats are well known for their offense, yes, but also should be as just as noted for their defense as well. They make even the most average of goaltenders look like a star, and that's due to the conditioning and the different programs that head coach Frank Colabufo puts them through here. Because one other thing as well, the West Jenny Wildcats are almost, well, made to be West Jenny Wildcats from even in youth hockey. The Camillus Cougars program leads directly into the West Jenny Wildcats program, and many of the people that are drafted to the West Jenny Wildcats program were former Camillus Cougars themselves, as here comes Noah Chen. He sends it right towards the center. But, of course, that West Jenny defense able to lock down fairly early in the zone. Off the near boards it'll go, right into the hands of Nick Sergi, and he'll send it right back in. Around the goal of Luke Beck. Picking that one back up, though, is Caden McBride. Off the far boards it'll go all the way down the river, though. And that will be an icing with another minute wiped off the board as well.
Yeah, every time the Hornets try to dump it into the Wildcats' end, they're just denied right away by West Genesee, and they're able to get it right back out into the neutral zone. But here we go. We're going to have a puck drop here on the Wildcats' end to the left of Luke Beck, so we'll see if the Hornets can get a good offense going here early. That's what's going to be very key for the Hornets if they want to win this contest.
14:52 left to go in this first period of play. Still no score from Shove Park. There's the West Jenny Wildcats looking to win that off the faceoff. They'll win it back below the goal line, but instead going for it is Nico Capriati, a very gritty player for these FM Hornets. West Jenny, though, able to grab that, sending it down the other way. Riley McAloon, the one in charge of that. Into the Hornets end it'll go. Right into the hands of Riley McAloon again, but it'll be Will Sanzone looking to pick it up. Putting a hit on him was Logan DeWaters. Below the goal line, Brian Tonkovich sending it up the boards right here for Nico Capriati, who just evaded a hit and is able to get it out. It'll go all the way down and on the net of Luke Beck, so no icing here. Coming back the other way is West Jenny. Oh, not able to keep it, not able to get it out of the zone. Tyler Main, and will send it right back in. Jenny right into the hands of Will Sanzone below the goal line. Sanzone still fighting for it on those far boards. Looking to grab it is Henry Dougherty. He'll send it back over to the near side. West Jenny all the way down it'll go. That'll be another icing. Now with 13:51 left to go in period number 1.
Robbie, what a great atmosphere here. I mean, the barn's pretty much packed. Obviously, a lot of people in either a booth or around the ice, so the bleachers aren't insanely full. But I mean, it's pretty good for Section 3 hockey. I mean, I see very little empty seats, and that's at the student section where they're also along the boards.
Absolutely. Well, I will give one thing to the West Genesee Wildcats. They're always able to draw a crowd. As West Genesee getting it right in the Hornets' end, send it across. Shot, a save made by Sean LaMarche as the net comes off of its moorings, and we'll stop play here. Now 13:34 left to go in the first.
Yeah, West Genesee with an early attempt right there and able to put one on net. LaMarche able to make a save. I'm not sure if those shots on goal on the scoreboard are going to be used. They haven't been changed yet, so we'll see.
Well, West Genesee has only gotten limited chances so far in this period here in terms of scoring chances. There's been a bit of time in the FM zone, but to FM's benefit as well, they've also spent a lot of time in the neutral zone as well.
That's going to be a key, keeping the West Genesee Wildcats out of their own end, Robbie.
Absolutely, because a team like this, if they spend more time in your end, they are going to score a lot more goals than you. Brian Tonkovich sending all the way down off the body of Dimitri Sergeev down there. And instead, grabbing that will be Tyler Main. He'll send it all the way in. Luke Alfieri. Around now for West Genesee, getting it up to Michael Vetter. They'll send it all the way down. Below the goal line it'll go. Waved off icing. Brian Tonkovich long up towards Connor McDonald. That'll go past his stick. And that'll go all the way down for another icing with now 12:51 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, so still donuts on the scoreboard. Thankful for the Hornets. Obviously, they're the underdogs going into this game, but they want to make an impact quick, and they're going to have to do that in the first period if they want to make the Wildcats have to retreat and think about what they're doing more.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, the whole notion of underdogs. In a matchup like this, the FM Hornets have always been the underdogs, and I even flash back to about 5 years ago, the semifinal game of the 2020 season, just before COVID hit. I was over there towards where the student section was, taking down notes for head coach Jim Wisnowski, as it was my sophomore year of being on the FM Hornets team, and we went to the sectional semifinals and unfortunately lost to this very team by a single goal. I believe the final score was 3-2, but nonetheless, these two have always been fairly good rivals, even though one team has always gotten the better of the other. Is a big save there by Sean LaMarche. West Genesee, though, another shot, a save, a deflection right there, still in the center, covered up by Sean LaMarche, and the Hornets are keen to get those players out.
Capriotti's glove came out there, and I think it was one of the players that maybe, not Tyler, I think it was Will Sanzone, pushed one of the West Genesee players into the left post of the goal, causing it to go off its moorings once again. But definitely tensions rising very early into this game, and it's going to be a lot of high tensions between these two teams.
Well, the one thing that you should note, especially about that last scrum, was the fact that those two West Genesee Wildcats were on the inside of the defenders. They were the ones staring Sean LaMarche right in the eyes. And that's one thing that the FM Hornets cannot let happen for the rest of this game here, because it will result in big chances like that. Face off to the left of Sean LaMarche. This one won back by the Genesee Wildcats again. Below the goal line it'll go. Back for Brian Tonkovich, who had to get it while he was sprawled out on the ice. He'll protect it along the boards. Drew Main in to help him, but Genesee comes out with it. They'll go over to the far boards though. Back up to Ryan Long at the point. A quick shot goes wide of the net. Picked up, though, by Brian Tonkovich. Tonkovich off the near boards. He'll go all the way down into the neutral zone. Drew Main, though, will steal it. Here comes Drew Main into the West Genesee end. Tried to drop it for Jack Lalick, but he was just not there. Instead, Christian Ball will send it all the way around. Momentarily, I don't quite think he kept it in the zone, but shooting it in on Luke Beck was Brian Tonkovich, just keeping Luke Beck a little bit warm here as it'll go all the way down, and Tyler Main will grab that for the Hornets. And one thing that the FM Hornets also need to be very careful of is this team very much likes to wear you down, especially physically and in terms of tiredness as well. Brian Tonkovich still taking a shot. It goes wide. Off the boards it'll go. Tyler Main over towards Brian Tonkovich. That's out of the zone, however. He'll send it right back in and have it jump out of the way there, because I believe that was Michael Ledoux. Back below the goal line, West Jenny sending it all the way out off of the stick there of Nick Maloney. That'll go back below the goal line. Nick Sergiev picking it up for FM. Long, oh, he tried to get it up for his brother Dimitri, but here comes Jackson Pensabine. Sends it across. It'll go to the boards, and all the way out of the zone it'll go. And the one thing that, especially with a week between quarterfinal and semifinal games, gives you is extra practice and extra time to study your opponent. And I think that that's exactly what the FM Hornets did over the past few days, because they've been able to find their holes pretty easily so far, but as it goes all the way to Sean LaMarche, he will cover up, and they are just keeping track of those guys who like to crash the net, at least those ones right there being Jackson Pensabine and Parker Berg.
Robbie, a thing I saw early with these Wildcats, and they're known for, is they can score from anywhere. They took 4 shots from the blue line just under it onto LaMarche's net, so LaMarche has to be careful along with the Hornets defense to stay on their toes, especially on defense.
The linesman here having to keep an eye on Brian Tonkovich on the far side there as it goes through. Quick shot! Oh, blocked away by one of the defenders right in front of Sean LaMarche. And thankfully the Hornets are able to get it out only momentarily, however. Below the goal line it'll go. Sending it around Jack Schock. Here comes Drew Main up the far side. Having to contend with Logan DeWaters. He'll dump it in. Harrison Walker stopping behind the net of Luke Beck. Looking over his options. Off the boards there to Riley McAloon. He'll send it in. Brian Tonkovich grabbing that behind the net of Sean LaMarche here. He'll look over his options.
Take a break
look
here.
for a break. Yeah, especially for somebody like Brian Tonkovich, which the FM Hornets has very much leaned on as one of their defensive stalwarts this season. Brian Tonkovich just calculating what he wants to do. He'll send it all the way up into the neutral zone. And that is Jonah Vormwald, but he's got to be a little bit more patient there as his teammate was still offsides. And you might think that a move like that was anticipated by Brian Tonkovich, spending so much time behind the net of Sean LaMarche.
Yeah, the Hornets are going to have to slow down the puck if they want to beat this speeding of West Genesee Wildcats. They will just work you to death on offense and defense, both sides of the ice. They got to be careful.
Absolutely. As here come the Hornets the other way, they'll dump it into the West Jenny end. The referee will wave off the icing. And I think some of the crowd for West Jenny wanted that one to be an icing, but nonetheless they will not get it, as here comes Jonah Vormwald again. Denied though by Noah Chen. Up the boards it goes, into the hands of Evan Zoinetti. Back down for Christian Ball. A shot blocked away by Tyler Main.
Tonkovich is sticking out.
Right across there as it goes to the boards and out for Noah Chen. He'll send it all the way down the other way. And that will be an icing and a little bit of a break in the action with 8:22 left to go in this first period.
The Wildcats getting in close to LaMarche early. I mean, obviously we've had more than 8 minutes of hockey that we've played, but the Wildcats just keep knocking on the front door, and the Hornets are trying to keep them out desperately with Tonkovich and Main working.
Well, you see that West Jenny has kind of turned on the Jets here in the score. Michael Vetter from the blue line. And the West Jenny Wildcats have a lead early.
Yeah, I mean, what a ripper, and deflected off of someone's skate, I think, into LaMarche's net, and he's not happy about that one. But the Hornets are going to have to keep their composure here under the pressure of this loud crowd, 7 rows up and very wide of a West Genesee Wildcat student section who's bringing it right now.
Absolutely, but thankfully the FM Hornets have brought a little bit of a student section of their own here. Jack Lalick, a quick shot. Luke Beck's able to turn it away. Henry Downey wants another shot. He's not able to make the backhand, however. Tyler Main keeps it in with a stick. He sends it right in. It gets deflected below the goal line. Carson Berg, all the way out of the zone it'll go. Right into the hands of Nick Sergiev. Sergiev trying to get it up the board. Smacking it the other way is Nick Maloney, right into the hands of Tyler Main. Main long up the boards, past Henry Dougherty, but into the hands of Harrison Walker, as Drew Main's able to pick it up and send it all the way back in the other direction, as the Hornets will come and get a change here. And that's one thing that they really have to look out for as well and make sure that they're doing is getting the freshest legs on the ice as they can, because like I said, this West Genesee Wildcats team is a very well-conditioned team, as unfortunately they let that one up to Jackson Pensabine. Grabbing that though is Brian Tonkovich. Tonkovich right below us here in the press box. All the way down it'll go, and that will be no icing here. No icing determined by the linesman. West Genesee will send it back into the Hornets' end. Brian Tonkovich all the way around past Dimitri Sergeev. He'll grab it though after number 23, Parker Berg, couldn't pick it up himself. Into the hands of Evan Zonetti. Across to the far side for Jackson Pensabine. He'll send it into the Hornets' end. Around from Brian Tonkovich again. Through the middle. Grabbing that, Connor McDonald. Handing it up towards Will Sanzone. He'll have to chase after it though. Ryan Long reversing it back the other way. Connor McDonald grabbing that. He'll dump it into the West Genesee end. Luke Beck will hand it to Evan Zonetti. Zonetti up the boards all the way down the river here. No icing is to call. Brian Tonkovich will have to protect that one, getting a little bit tripped up by Riley McAloon. Up the boards they'll come, dropping it back though. Oh, but here's West Genesee. A shot goes wide on that. That one came from the stick of Logan Waters. Another shot here blocked away by the skate of Tyler Main. And they'll have to go back after that as it gets sent right back into Sean LaMarche and Brian Tonkovich putting a hand in the face of Logan DeWaters there in front of the net. So clearly FM Hornets not taking what the West Genesee Wildcats are giving them here.
Yeah, and the Hornets are just going to have to work, you know, it's hard to say, but they're just going to have to work really hard on defense, a bit harder than they are right now. Obviously that shot did ricochet off a skate, but they're going to have to also establish their offense, which is something they haven't fully done yet.
Absolutely. 5:57 left to go still in this first period as West Genesee working it through the Hornets' end here, sending it all the way back around over into the hands of Jacob Pensabine. Pensabine sends it right in. Oh, Sean Lamar's hand quite covered it. Yeah, it squirted through his glove, but thankfully for him anyway, in the Hornets' case, he's able to cover it up.
Yeah, dangerous play there as the puck, as you said, was just to the left of Lamarch's hand. He thought he had it, and Tonkovich dove in there and told his junior goalkeeper, hey, you got to cover that one up. And he did a good job of that. And the result is a face-off to the left of Lamarche with 5:43 to go. 1-0 West Genesee Wildcats.
Taking this one, Michael LeDuc alongside Christian Ball. Winning it forward, though, is West Genesee. They try to get a cheeky shot in. They'll wrap it around, going over the far side. Around the circles. A quick shot goes wide of the net. Off the backboards, though, and swiping it away is Jack Shaw. Into the hands of Noah Chen. He'll send it back off the boards all the way down. It'll go, but unfortunately, that will be another icing, sending the face-off right back into the Hornets' end.
Yeah, so it's 5:24. Wildcats only have a 1-goal lead, which is a very small win for the Hornets. However, they'd like to be tied with them going into the first at least. They need to really get an offense going, and hopefully, if they don't score in the first, the break first intermission will be a nice little reset for them to get going in the second.
The one thing that the Hornets cannot do is let this game get out of hand. They need to stay disciplined. They need to stay sticking to the plan. A quick shot comes, and thankfully for them, their goaltender, Sean Lamarche, is able to track that all the way and save that with his glove here.
Yeah, he's been working hard. Him and the defense, they're going to be very tired at the end of this game, no matter how it goes. And if the offense can't get something going, the defense is going to be on their heels the whole game.
Face off one back by the Hornets. They send it all the way back down the other way. It'll go long, all the way into the West Genesee end. Evan Zonetti off the near boards. It'll go all the way back into the Hornets zone here. Taking it around, Jack Shaw. Up now for Tyler Main. He'll send it up towards his brother Drew. Blocked away momentarily by the skate of Carson Berg. Up the boards it'll go. Back towards Jack Shaw now. He'll gain the red line and send it all the way in. Luke Beck stopping that. Handing it off to Luke Alfieri. Up the boards now for Jackson Pensabine. It'll go all the way into the Hornets end here below the goal line. Tyler Main sending that back over to the near side here and just below us. A shot quick comes off the foot there of Tyler Main, who's having to play a little bit half goaltender today with all the block shots that he's been blocking. Main behind the net, now hands it up to Connor McDonald. Oh, stops right in between the top of the circles and the blue line. Connor McDonald, though, able to work with it and get it out of the zone the other way. West Jenny, though, looking to send it right back in, courtesy of Luke Alfieri, who sends a big hit on Connor McDonald. McDonald, though, is able to get back up, and up the ice he'll go. They'll send it all the way down, though, as Connor McDonald hadn't quite reached the red line. That'll be another icing.
Yeah, something that's been tough for the Hornets is every time they get the puck, it seems like there's 3 men already back for the Wildcats. They're good at retreating, and they're good at stopping this Hornets team from getting anywhere close to Luke Beck.
Absolutely.
And if they do get past, they have to get it past Luke Beck, who's got a .946 percentage of save.
Absolutely. The one thing that West Jenny is also very good at is protecting their leads. They're able to establish a lead, and they're able to protect it very well. They've been known to use the trap at times as it comes right in front. They score right off the right post and behind Sean LaMarche. I think that went off the back of his pad.
Player down here, Christian
Ball. Well, I think that he'll think that that is at least worth it, as his team is able to put a second mark on the board in just one period.
I believe that was Jacob Pensabine who's going to be credited with that goal.
As it bounced around right behind the net, right behind the pad of Sean LaMarche, and just a few unlucky bounces, and it finds its way into the back of the net. Well, referees deeming that that faceoff was not to his satisfaction. Instead, we will try it once more here. Jermaine contending with Jacob Pensabine there in the face-off circle. Maine wins it back. Nick Sergeev. Oh, and they will win it back again as Jack Lalick goes to the box for roughing. What on earth?
Wow, yeah, I don't know.
Clearly, I believe both of us may have missed something here. As now the Hornets being dealt a penalty. They'll have to kill this one off with 3:36 left to go in the first.
And it's going to be on number 4, Jack Lalick, serving 2 minutes. The Hornets a man down, already down 2 in the first period.
And such an important player, that being Jack Lalick, as Brian Tokovich is able to grab it. He'll send it all the way down and out of harm's way. Jacob Pensabine behind the net of Luke Beck. Looking over his options, up now. West Jenny breaks it out. Jonah Vormwald in the zone. Vormwald setting it up on the near side. Hands it up for Pensabine. Pensabine over for Berg. Berg down for Schneid. Back to Berg. Back to Pensabine. Shot. Save made. Rebounds there though, and covering it up is Sean LaMarche.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what we missed there, but wow, it's still in the penalty box for 121 more. And the Hornets are really on their heels now. They cannot, as you said, they cannot let this game get out of control. Already down 2 in the first period. There's less than 3 minutes left in the first period. They got to kill this penalty, go off the ice, try to get a goal before that, and then regroup before the second period. Now, it is Section 3 hockey, and there's a whole lot of time left, so anything can happen.
Truly anything can, as anything has in the past. Jacob Pensabine, another shot blocked away by the Hornets defenders. It'll go back below the goal line, and sending it all the way back out is Brian Tonkovich.
Also, that was 24, Jacob Pensabine credited with that goal, and Christian Ball with the assist.
Aha, so the man behind the net, who was a little bit doubled over, was the one to play the part in getting that goal. As West Jenny operating it now below the goal line. Up now for Berg. Berg for Pensabine. Pensabine for Vormwald. Walking in. Back to Vormwald. Shot. Goes a little bit wide of the net after a little give and go there with Nick Maloney. Pensabine for Berg. Berg for Schneid. Schneid back to Berg. Carson Berg for Pensabine. Now for Vormwald. Sent it cross right into the hands of Noah Chen. You don't want to do that, as he'll able to send it all the way back down the other way.
Noah Chen has 3 man-down goals this season.
Absolutely, a force to be reckoned with on the penalty kill of the FM Hornets this season, as he's been one of those players over the course of his career who makes the plays that nobody else can. As Henry Dougherty able to get that off his stick there, keep it in the neutral zone for a few seconds, but we are even strength here. The Hornets able to kill off that penalty, as here comes Michael Leduc. Leduc Across now for Henry Dougherty. He'll dump it in. Jack Lawlick, free of the box and free of the chains. He'll come into the zone. Coming out, though, is Ryan Long. Long up now for Pensabine. Jackson Pensabine now. Off the back, it'll go. Around comes Greg Wood. Wood now towards Parker Berg. Berg, oh, he tried to get it a cheeky shot off of the outside of the pad. Another shot comes from the top there. But it'll go back below the goal line. Parker Berg under pressure there from the other 23 on the ice. That being Tyler Main. He'll almost be a little bit careful there. He doesn't want to get a holding call. Able to steal that back is Greg Wood. Across now for Jack Lawlick, though. He'll hand it right up for Drew Main. Main's got some space into the zone. 30 seconds left. Just looking for the rest of his team, but they're not there. Unfortunately, they were all getting a change of players. Unfortunately, they need to do in this circumstance, but Drew Main just did not know.
Yeah, there should be someone there, Robbie.
18 seconds left to go in the first. Tonkovich just taking it a little bit easy here, just trying to work some of that time off the clock. All the way down, it'll go off of a skate there of, I believe that went off a West Genesee skate. But nonetheless, that'll be an icing.
Wow.
7 seconds left to go in this first period. The score 2-0 so far from Shove Park. Face off to the right of Sean LaMarche in the Hornets end.
If you're the Hornets, you just got to kill this off.
Absolutely. Coming back below the goal line, Brian Tonkovich sending it all the way around, keeping it in though. Zonetti is shot, goes wide of the net. They'll try to get another one on, but they cannot do it before time expires. So after the first 17 minutes of play here from Shove Park, 2 for the West Genesee Wildcats, none for the FM Hornets so far, but this game here, Mike, it's not out of reach yet.
Not out of reach, but man, the Hornets are really going to have to establish their offense. You see Drew Main make a phenomenal play and an unfortunate line change there as he put it back and there's just 3 Wildcats there. But another thing, on this brand new scoreboard here at Shove Park shows 12 shots for West Genesee and 4 for the Hornets. So the Hornets really got to get some more shots, really establish their offense. And the hard thing is, against this West Genesee team, they also got to keep their defense in check too. So this is a really good team. I mean, the number 1 team in the state, but the Hornets are hanging with them, Robbie.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you won't want to miss it. We've still got 2 periods to go. You're watching FM Hornets Hockey right here on the Hornets Hockey Network. We'll be back for period 2 just after this. Welcome back, hockey fans, to the Hornets Hockey Network. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Michael Haungs, and we're back here at Shove Park for the semifinal matchup between your Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets and the West Genesee Wildcats. The score after the first period, 2 for the Wildcats, none for the Hornets so far, and so far being the operative term here, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely, Robbie. And it's just been a show of West Genesee's offense, and the strong defense has been able to stop the Hornets from penetrating in near Luke Beck.
Absolutely. As we get things underway here, Tyler Main will send it right into the West Jenny end here. That'll be an icing, though. Tyler Main looks a little bit puzzled by that one, as he thought he had released it at the red line.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I thought he was right at the red line when he released that one as well, but the refs have been a bit questionable today. Not too bad yet, and also it's been a pretty clean game. We've had a penalty for the Hornets, and that's it.
Of course, but if there has been a little bit of extracurricular activity around both of the nets, of course, as we get a face-off to the right of Sean LaMarche. West Jenny will win that back. Ryan Long sending it deeper into the zone. Ryan Tonkovich, though, grabbing that, sending it all the way down into the neutral zone here. Ryan Long stopping that, sending it towards the red line, and up back the other way it goes. Matt Schneid sent it across. No shot will come. It'll go to the boards. Ryan Tonkovich having a chase after that one. Coming back, though, Jacob Pensavina shot. It goes all the way up into, I believe, the protective netting with 16:26 left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, you're right. There's been a bit of pushing and shoving, and obviously being a sectional semifinal here, the tensions are high, Robbie, and both teams need to make sure that they can stay away from any penalties or anything that would get them in any trouble for these extracurricular activities, as the refs are really letting them play today.
Yes, a quick shot came there from West Jenny. And thankfully, for at least FM's case, it went wide of Sean LaMarche's net. They'll send it back in after it spent a little bit of time in the neutral zone. But off the boards it'll go. Jack Lalick trying to break it out for the Hornets, but obviously West Jenny is all over that. Tyler Main off the glass, it'll go all the way off the linesman. I mean, and he just got hit another time. As I believe that's linesman Jason Brown on the other side, one of the higher level referees here in the central New York area. A man who's known to do a few AHL games here and there for the Syracuse Crunch. But he has, of course, spending his Tuesday here at Shove Park, being the linesman in tonight's game. Coming around, Drew Main. Up the far boards, he'll go. Off those boards and chasing after it with Henry Dougherty just to the side of him. But Dougherty, unfortunately, not willing to go below the goal line. And Greg Wood will take it the other way. Wood coming around. Oh, he's got it stolen away momentarily by Nick Sergey, but at least got it out of his hands. But keeping that in is Harrison Walker. Around goes Lalick. And the puck just stopping there at the blue line. Off the glass it'll go and out of the zone. And that's the one thing that I think the Hornets are focusing on early in this game here. Whenever it comes into your zone, just get it out however you can as a quick shot comes. Stopped by the legs of a couple defenders, but picking that one up with the Wildcats. Another shot, another save now from LaMarche. A little bit loose. That'll be sent around, but Hornets a quick shot from the point. Quick redirection though, but it's picked up by Tyler Main. Main coming the other way. Long up. Oh, it just went past Henry Dougherty, just past his stick, and Dougherty will go to get a change here. Long pass all the way down the other way, and waving that off is linesman Brown. As here comes FM the other way. Off the stick there of Michael Leduc, so no icing. Noah Chen trying to work it below the goal line. Chen looking to set it up however he can for the Hornets. They'll use the cycle. Michael Leduc all the way around for Will Sanzone here in the near corner. He'll survive that one. Coming back around. Oh, he's looking for an outlet. Loses it before he can get the pass off. Off the glass, it'll go off the top of the boards. It looked like anyway. It'll go all the way down. And that'll be an icing with an offensive zone face-off for the Hornets as a result.
Yeah, and something for the Hornets, they are going to have to stay basically perfect. They cannot allow any errors Obviously, Henry Doherty just missed that one with a stick, and that's one of those passes you need to complete if you want to win this contest, especially being down 2 after the first period.
Well, with how few scoring opportunities the FM Hornets are getting, they need to take advantage of every last one of them. A quick shot there. Oh, and it was Sean Lamarche hugging the leg there. It looked like if Jonah Vormwald, no call will come. At least from, both of these referees, they'll call that icing. But again, wow, a very interesting tactic, so to say, from Sean Lamarche.
West Genesee students actually wanted a call there, making a couple comments to the referee. But none of them can go to the penalty box. They're in the student section.
Well, I mean, they can issue a delay of game on the crowd for the home team anyway. That's the only way that crowd could impact this game in any way, shape, or form, penalties-wise. But nonetheless, another no call here. As hits starting to be thrown here, we will have I believe, an offsides call by our linesman here, and we'll send it into the neutral zone.
Yeah, interesting call here. And student section, again, not happy with that. I guess if anything goes against your way, you're not going to be happy with that, Robbie. But the Hornets are looking to get an offensive stretch here. They really need to develop their offense into the West Genesee end.
Absolutely. As we saw them attempting to set it up a little bit a few minutes ago, as here come the Hornets to get away again. A quick shot goes over the net of Luke's back. But again, they try to get shots on like that, and you cannot let those go wide. As Drew Mayton's able to pickpocket. Here comes Henry Dougherty. Dougherty across. He sits right in, but he's not able to get a shot off. It'll go into the hands of Michael Vetter. Not quite out of the zone yet. Now it is, as Matt Schneid comes the other way. Matthew Schneid. Shot! Turned away by Sean Lamarche. Is bad. As here come the Hornets the other way, just trying to bring it out. Matt Schneid's able to keep it in. Schneid sending it below the goal line. Going to grab it is Carson Berg. Around now, I believe that's Brian Tonkovich sending it all the way down. And Brian Tonkovich, trying to complain to the linesman here about a deflection right in the center.
And I saw it right from here, but it did deflect off of one of the West Genesee sticks. He had it up and it hit the stick. I'm surprised that the linesman did not see that one. I don't know about you, but I saw that.
Unfortunately, personally, linesman Brown is one of the few officials in Central New York that I truly trust. As, of course, I've met the man before. Obviously, people can make mistakes, as Sean Lamarche not making a mistake there of letting it go. He'll take and cover that one up with speed. But like I said, linesman Brown is one of the few officials that I do truly trust the judgment of in this section.
Yeah, the Hornets are going to have to play with this song or won't back down by Tom Petty. Then they're not going to, they can't back down in this game. They can't let it get out of hand. They need to establish their play, and they need to get it back into the Wildcats' end.
Face off won by West Genesee. They'll send it back below the goal line. Grabbing that is Tyler Main all the way up, right off the stick of Noah Chen, but right into the hands instead of Caden McBride. Here comes West Genesee the other way. Around the net of Lamarche they go. Up now for Harrison Walker. Walker now for Christian Ball. Quick shot, I believe, blocked away by one of the Hornets. He's coming back up the other way. Here comes Michael Leduc. Leduc in the zone. Comes across. Shot towards Grayson Mucha, but he's just not able to put it away. Another backhand over from Nico Capriati as Michael Leduc puts the man down, but he'll get a penalty for that. My friend, you need to focus on the puck.
Wow, that was just a selfish move there, and just not thinking about the play, and that's going to send, I believe that was Michael Leduc.
Yes, Michael Leduc.
Penalty box.
Yeah. You put a man like Jonah Vormwald down, but unfortunately you take a penalty as the result. And in that case, Jonah Vormwald has won that interaction, my friend.
And you got to recognize that the importance of this game, and that you just can't afford penalties. As I said earlier, you got to be perfect. You cannot afford these errors. And that was, I understand if you get a penalty later in the game, but that one just shouldn't have been called, and it shouldn't have been done.
The West Genesee Wildcats, while in their history, they have been a little bit of a grittier, harder playing team. They are known as well to very much take advantage of an enraged opponent and very much draw penalties, get in the mind of the other opponent. That is one of the major things that does set them apart from a lot of other teams here in Section 3. Coming around. Jonah Vormwald dropping that back. It'll go into the hands of Carson Berg. Berg for Pensabine. Back to Berg. Berg now for, I believe that's Matt Schneid. Back to Berg, back to Pensabine. Jacob Pensabine. Sent right back down. Back up for Pensabine. Across for Berg. Berg, walking shot, goes wide on the net.
Just upper right of the corner.
Absolutely. It'll go below the line now. Pensabine grabs it back. Jacob Pensabine losing that. It'll go back to the hands of Carson Berg as well. Working it now. Jonah Vormwald back up for Pensabine. Blocked away by, I believe, the skate or the leg of Jack Lawlick. It'll go off the boards from Brian Tonkovic's stick and all the way down it will go. Less than a minute left to go in that penalty on Michael Leduc. Jacob Pensabine biding his time, sends it up for Ryan Long, who sends it back to Pensabine. Back up for Long. Ryan Long across all the way into the hands of Jonah Vormwald again. Vormwald scores! Jonah Vormwald. A power play goal for the West Genesee Wildcats puts them up by 3.
Oh my gosh, that is Jonah Vormwald's 36th goal this season. And West Genesee is rocking right now.
Well, they're a very high-scoring team, and the coaching staff as well of this team, most notably, of course, Frank Colabufo, but also Bob Shattell as well. Notably members of the Oswego State Lakers coaching staff as well, the team that I call back up at my, of course, school, that being SUNY Oswego. They are known to be a very high-scoring team as well, and they rely very much on that high scoring, and I can sense just from a game like this that the playing style of those two teams are, of course, incredibly similar. Some of the strategies, some of the methods of scoring, like one of the things that the Lakers very much like to do as well is take it around the net and come around the circles, use the top of the circles, come across and things like that. And of course, set it up on the power play and have just a few men. I believe it's a three across the top and an umbrella in the zone. It's a lot of strategies being shared by two of the teams, obviously, that I've been able to see. I've been able to call the Oswego State Lakers all year as they are going now into the SUNYAC tournament in, I believe, the second seed. But, of course, these West Genesee Wildcats, who share a lot of the strategies, well, they are the number one, and they have been the number one in Section 3 for many, many, many years.
Yeah, and the winner of this game is looking like West Genesee right now, but who's leading. But the winner of this game will play Cicero North Syracuse, the winner of Cicero North Syracuse and Rome Free Academy.
Of course, yeah, CNS and RFA, a very highly anticipated game from a very good Rome Free Academy team that went nearly undefeated in this season, in a CNS team that has always been able to very much punch above their weight in Section 3 hockey. Set all the way down the other way. Grabbing that is Ryan Long. Long off the boards. Here comes West Genesee the other way. Right dumped in. Below the goal line, it'll go around towards Nick Sergeev on the far side. Up now for, that was Nico Capriati, but it gets put back into the zone. Who's stealing it away is Braden Carvel. It'll go back in. Jackson Pensabine. Pensabine all around, right into the hands of Nick Sergeev. He's able to get out of harm's way momentarily. Connor McDonald sending it back towards the boards here. Will Sanzone working it out of the zone, but sending it back in, of course, is Michael Vetter. Nick Sergeev looking over his options. Long all the way down the other way. And that will be icing with 8:51 still left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, the winner of both of those games will actually play at the Upstate War Memorial on Monday. And an interesting thing is the Hornets have beat both of the other semifinalists, CNS at the MAC and also RFA away at the Kennedy Center.
And that is why seeding matters very much, especially in tournaments like this, tournaments like the SUNYAC that I mentioned before. A quick shot comes right into the chest of Sean LaMarche as we speak. But like I said, seeding matters very much. Like, for example, in the SUNYAC, I mentioned how the Oswego State Lakers are second in the SUNYAC. However, if they were playing first, they would play two teams that they have beaten, or one of two teams that they have beaten by quite a bit. But now, since they're the second seed, they will play against a team that most likely, well, for a fact, they have not beat all season long in SUNYAC play. So seeding matters very much in tournaments like this, and of course the FM Hornets would have definitely liked to get a few more points over the course of the year so that they wouldn't be seeded up against a team like this. The team that has thwarted them for so many years outside of one fateful day in February of 2021. But of course, back around. Oh, Noah Chen getting rocked there by Jonah Vormwald. And Vormwald, of course, out for blood today. Gets a shot on, and Sean LaMarche will cover that one up. But of course, yeah, Jonah Vormwald, one of the biggest factors in a game like this here, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vormwald, as we said, a very strong player, getting his 36th goal. And the Hornets just haven't been able to quite stop this West Genesee team. They haven't been able to turn them away from the crease of Sean LaMarche, and that results in a 3-0 score on the scoreboard.
Sent all the way around. Putting a hit on there. I believe that was Connor McDonald. It'll go back up the boards. McDonald will look to control, but instead it goes into the hands of Harrison Walker. Around the near boards here. Sent back in by Matthew Schneid. Nick Sergeev up the boards from Connor McDonald. McDonald off the boards there, kept in by Riley McAloon skates, but here comes Sanzone the other way. Bill Sanzone in the zone. Around the net he comes. Kept along the boards there by Harrison Walker. He's able to steal it away. Up into the hands of Tyler Main. A quick shot redirected by Will Sanzone, but a little bit wide of the net, and one of the rare scoring chances that the Hornets have had, especially in this second period, as they'll go all the way back into the Hornets' end.
Yeah, 19-6 on the shots on goal, but it's really only been 2 or 3 true shot attempts.
Of course, in a game like this, as many shots as you can get. As another shot there comes from Jackson Pensabine this time in on Sean LaMarche. He's been able to cover them up fairly easily today, and I can't exactly fault him too much in a contest like this, where this team, like you said earlier, Mike, they know how to score on you from every single angle. 6:46 left to go in this second period, winning that to the side of the Hornets. Chen will be able to get that out off those far boards. Coming back the other way, Grayson Mucha laying a hit there. Well, I believe that was number 16, Greg Wood, and some of the fans wanted a penalty on that one, but unfortunately that is a very clean hit on the boards. But here comes Greg Woods nonetheless, backhanded, and they'll go wide. Up towards Evan Zornet. Around it'll go. Back up for Ryan Long. Long, down. Now back the other way, Grayson Mucha. Setting it to the far boards for Noah Chen now. Chen just trying to get rid of it here. Gets it up instead for Michael LeDuc. LeDuc in the zone. Chasing down Ryan Long. He's able to stop in time, but unfortunately Ryan Long able to get rid of the puck before that. Oh, and Brian Tonkovich. Oh! Michael LeDuc was just a half step over the line.
Yeah, either him or Henry Doherty. I'm not sure which one, but that was a good opportunity for the Hornets, and they just blew that one.
It's things like that that can absolutely kill your momentum when, like I said, scoring opportunities are so few and far between. Drew Main, though, looking to generate some himself. He'll send it around right into the hands of Michael Vetter. But like I said, when scoring chances are so few and far between, you want to take advantage of as many as you can. One just like that. But here comes Riley McAloon the other way. A quick shot blocked away. They will go to the far boards. Grabbing that is Tyler Main. Now up for Henry Dougherty. Dougherty able to squirt it back the other way. Here comes Drew Main. Drew Main, cannot get through to West Genesee Wildcats. Nick Sergeev coming in like a rocket. And we've got 2 minutes for a cross-checking. And I believe that is on. Actually, I'm not quite sure who that is on.
We'll have to see it pop up on the scoreboard. It's really hard to see the press box. You can see
I'm trying to crane over here. That'll be number 8, Brayden Carvalho for the West Genesee Wildcats. And for the first time tonight, the Hornets will have a power play.
They need to capitalize.
Absolutely, especially a man down like this. Will Sanzo, the shot! And turned away by the blocker of Luke Beck. Going to grab that, Noah Chen below the goal line. Connor McDonald trying to grab it as well. Nico Capriati had half a mind to take a shot there. Instead, they'll set it up. Over to Sanzo on the near side. Shot! Goes off the skate. I believe that was Jacob Benjamin's skate, and it went on of him. But nonetheless, up into the netting for another stoppage of play.
1:40 left in this power play opportunity for the Hornets. They have Goodman on the ice. Connor McDonald, Nico Capriati, Noah Chen, Tonkovic, and it looks like number 24, number 11, Will Sanzone. So some hot scores for the Hornets. They need to capitalize. They need to keep Adona off of the scoreboard before this power play ends.
Absolutely, Liz. One of the things that West Genesee as well likes to do, they are so confident of their defense as well as they often will send a cherry picker up to the neutral zone and just let the other 3 go at it, as Will Sanzone trying to just break into the zone there. As again, one of the other features of West Genesee's defense is just their conservativeness, especially in something like this. You'll see only one man at the top, that being Matt Schneid, not even pressuring in the zone. They're almost trapping them, trapping in the neutral zone. They're using some variation of the neutral zone trap. Obviously, this one being a penalty kill variation. But again, sending it all the way back down the other way. 45 seconds left to go in the penalty for Brayden Carvalho. And the Hornets just have not been able to get any sort of shot in on Luke Beck this time. But here comes Jack Lawlick looking to change that. Lawlick gets it through one man. He's not able to get it through the other. Matt Schneid sending it all the way back down the other way. Sean Lamar stopping that. 22 seconds left in the power play. Dropping that. Brian Tonkovic. He'll take it himself. Long all the way off the stick of Tyler Main into the zone. It'll go. Main's not able to keep it in the zone. It'll go all the way back down the other way. 6 seconds left. Brian Tonkovic will grab that. 3 seconds now. Long all the way up. But we are even strength here as West Genesee is able to kill that one off, and Jack Lowry getting rid of it as soon as he learned that Drew Main was offsides. It gets you no whistle there, but unfortunately you've just relinquished the puck, my friend, as it goes right towards the net. Off the back of the net, it'll go right towards the center and hit in momentarily anyway by Michael Vetter. Right when a shot. Grabbing that though off the rebound is West Genesee. Another shot. Both of them being saved by Sean LaMarche. And third one. And they're just trying to get him to cover it. And thankfully, he's finally able to with 2:41 left to go in period number 2.
Yeah, and so far we haven't seen the FM team that was at RFA that day. They're struggling to the West Genesee trapped as we saw in the power plays, and they're just not able to get any offense going, and their defense is on their heels, the whole time.
You've got a penalty on the Hornets.
What?
What on earth? Tyler Main's going to the box.
Why? Someone explain this.
That is a very good question. Tyler Main is going to the box for 2 minutes.
Wow.
Cross-checking the punishment. Cross-checking the crime here, and the punishment, 2 minutes, a shot! Gloved up by Sean LaMarche. You do have to give a little bit of credit as well to Sean LaMarche. He's been able to make some very crucial saves in this contest.
Definitely a lot of credit to Sean LaMarche. He's just dealing with a penetrating offense. 23 shots already from West Genesee.
They've been able to beat all comers in terms of defense. West Genesee has been able to do it time and time again. Jacob Pensabine now back for Berg. Berg over for Schneid. Schneid back over for Pensabine. Pensabine back to Matthew Schneid at the top. Across now for Carson Berg. Right on in. And able to cover that one up is Sean LaMarche again.
This is going to be a very scrappy power play kill for the Hornets. A minute 14 still, and it's felt like forever as there's a lot of pressure on LaMarche in the defense, and one of the key defensive players, Tyler Main, coming off the ice for that penalty for cross-checking.
Absolutely, a man who is, as well, with his defensive partner, Brian Tonkovich, been essentially the core of the Hornets defense. They're now having to deal with his absence now for the next minute and about 5 seconds. As West Genesee working it back across the blue line now. Carson Berg down for Matt Schneid. A quick shot blocked away by the, I believe, foot of Jack Lalick as he goes back the other way. Trying to get it down the boards. The Hornets is, once again, they're able to get it, thankfully, into the neutral zone, but taking it right back in is Jacob Pensabine. Pensabine waiting for the rest of his team to set up here. Carson Berg now across for Jonah Vormwald. Vormwald for Pensabine. Shot blocked away by Brian Tonkovich. And Tonkovich playing as strongly as ever, as tripping over Tonkovich's stick there was Jacob Pensabine. No call will come, and Brian Tonkovich a little bit doubled over there on the far side, but thankfully he will play on. Here comes Jonah Vormwald into the zone. Cannot get it around Brian Tonkovich. Vormwald again. We'll have to try another method here. A quick shot off a skate. Trying to get that out of the Hornets. And we are even strength. Getting it back into the neutral zone are the Hornets. As back into the zone it goes. Right into the hands of Brian Tonkovich, though. He'll send it off the glass all the way down for about as quick of an icing as they come with 30.2 seconds left to go in period number 2.
I mean, the Hornets have struggled. However, they really need to get something going here. You know, don't use this 30 seconds as, let's just play defense. Let's try to get a goal here. Be as aggressive as you can in these next 30 seconds and try to put one when West Genesee is least expecting it.
Of course, but with some of that added aggression does come added chance for a mistake. And in a costly game like this, you cannot afford to make too many of those. Tyler Main getting it up the other way. Sent all the way around. Stopping that was Luke Beck momentarily. Nico Capriani, though, trying to get that fabled shot off. And it'll go back into the hands of Jackson Pensabine. 5 seconds left on the board. Pensabine shot. Gloved up by Sean LaMarche. He will stop it with 2 seconds left on this board.
Robbie, you're absolutely right. You can't. There's no margin for error here, but the Hornets are going to have to start taking risks here if they want to even this game back up. They're down 3 and they're about to go into the third period after a second intermission, so they're going to have to start taking risks if they want a reward.
2 seconds left on the board, and what has been, on paper at least, a little bit better of a period for the FM Hornets. A quick shot turned away by Sean LaMarche before time expires once more. So, after 2 periods of play, 3 for the West Genesee Wildcats, none for the FM Hornets, but in this period alone, they were only able to allow a single goal from the Wildcats, and they will go into this second intermission. Once again, a little bit on the back foot, but hopefully with their heads held a little bit higher than they were at the end of that first period.
And the shots have not been very equal this game. 26-7 now. So the Hornets are going to have to really step up their game, take a couple more risks, and really just no errors, or else they're going to lose this game and fall. And hopefully, if they do lose, which is the last thing I want, is I hope they don't end with 0 goals. I hope they get 1, and I hope they also get 4. So we'll see.
Well, for one of these teams, this period, this coming period anyway, will be the last one of their season. Who will it be? Well, we'll have the answer for you just after this. You're watching FM Hornets Hockey right here on the Hornets Hockey Network. We'll be back just after the intermission. Welcome back, hockey fans, to the Hornets Hockey Network. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Michael Haungs, and we're back here at Shove Park for the third period of action between your FM Hornets and the West Genesee Wildcats. The score after 2 periods of play, only 3-0. This is not the worst deficit that the Hornets have seen in this building in a few years. I still remember when it was 9-0 after just 1 period just a few years ago. Nonetheless, we will kick things off for the final regulation period for one of these two teams here in this Tuesday night contest. Grabbing that, Brian Tonkovich. Let's set it off the glass. All the way into the neutral zone. It'll go right back into his hands. Here comes Tyler Main. Main in the zone. Ooh, got poked away momentarily. I believe that was by Jonah Vormwald. They'll send it back up the boards here. Tyler Main, though, taking a shot. It goes off the backboards. Nico Capriati looking to get his stick on it. Well, up the boards it goes. Connor McDonald popped out right into the hands of Christian Ball. Ball will send it long off the things. Here comes Jonah Vormwald. A shot save made by Sean LaMarche, shutting Vormwald down this time.
Yeah, something the Hornets are going to have to take on this third period is obviously West Genesee's going to want to finish this one out, but the Hornets have to want it more. They have to see a 0-0 game where they have to win by 10. That's what they have to see. They need to get a goal, and another goal.
It's a fine way to put it, my friend, but West Genesee, of course, will be looking to do exactly the same thing, but here comes Jack Wowlick. And over to Henry Dougherty, and in the zone it'll go. Henry Dougherty trying to poke it away anyway, or pick it away from Michael Vetter. Vetter, though, is able to be a little bit better and get the other way. Vetter around, it'll go all the way over to Nick Maloney on the far side. Ryan Tonkovich grabbing that below the goal line. Getting a hit there from Carson Berg. He's got to get rid of that a little bit sooner as Jack Wowlick almost faked out Nick Maloney into shying away from the puck, but unfortunately the West Genesee Wildcats are quite the physical team. As it goes all the way into the zone, Jack Wowlick's got an opportunity, poked away though by Luke Beck. If he was just a stride or two faster, he possibly would have gotten there first. And Luke Beck was a fair bit out of his net. Nick Sergeev, ooh, getting it stuck in a puddle of water.
Rough pass
right here. Well, unfortunately, the Zamboni may have overlapped a few times, which leaves a puddle or two of water, especially near the corners, which is all ever dangerous at the start of a period like this. Ooh, poking that away. No, Chen was momentarily able to grab that. Oh, but Michael LeDuc again, not quite out of the zone.
No. That's just another blown opportunity for the Hornets, and you know they're going to have to start taking risks, but they still have to be careful here. I mean, they got to be good on defense and very, very aggressive. They have to be the team that they were against RFA in the third period right now in this West Genesee third period, where they scored 3 against RFA.
In 1 period, that is quite the feat, especially against a much stronger team. Nico Capriati trying to get Jacob Pensabine to bite there, and he does. Meanwhile, it'll go all the way back down the other way. Harrison Walker, long up. Nico Capriati not able to keep it in the zone. He was just a little bit behind that blue line. West Genesee will break it out. All the way down the other way. That will be an icing, my friend, as Christian Ball was not able to get his stick on it. And especially plays like that, sometimes it is very much a high-risk, high-reward situation, and unfortunately they got bitten by that one.
Yeah, so we're going to be back in the West Genesee ends here with 14-11, and the Hornets have to play like it's their last game. That's how their mentality is for every game, and they really got to play with it right now, because if they don't, then it really is their last game, Robbie.
Truly it is. These are the stakes of the sectional tournament here in Central New York hockey. Ryan Tonkovich able to stop that at the red line, and they will work it around D to D, all but into the hands of Jonah Vormwald in the zone. Shot made quick. Oh, it's off the post. Oh, Jacob Pensabine could not have come any closer. Henry Dougherty's putting on the Jets. Having to get around Ryan Long there. He does. It goes back up the boards, but right into the hands of the other four on the ice. Sent across. Fu-Mei, a backhander just wide of the net. You gotta bury those. Another shot turned away by the blocker of Luke Beck. Kept in by Jack Lawlick only momentarily, though. They'll send it all the way down, and linesman Brown will rule that one no icing as Brian Tonkovich, and he deemed anyway that he had a chance to play it. To look for a long stretch pass off the stick of Michael Leduc. It goes into the zone. So well placed, that pass by Brian Tonkovich. They'll try to keep it in as long as they can, but West Genesee is able to take it out with speed. Here comes Matt Schneid, dumping it in the zone. Tyler Main around the far boards. Neil Chen trying to grab it. Instead, it's Grayson Mucha. Off the boards. Up now from Michael Leduc. Just wide of the net. He tried to deke out Luke Beck. He just put it wide. My friend, you have to pot those.
Absolutely.
Sent right in on Beck. Blocked it away high up into the netting.
And something I gotta wonder, obviously Michael Leduc, you can't blame him, but you can. That's just one of those goals you gotta put on. Obviously Luke Beck is a great goalkeeper, but a good thing for the Hornets, they're being a lot more aggressive, and I'm wondering where this team was, putting so many shots on the goal in the first and second periods, and it seems that they're just now showing up right now.
Well, a little bit of desperation may do that for them. A quick shot there comes from Tyler Main. And these Hornets are just trying to get any sort of shot that they can on Luke Beck and seeing what sticks. Kept in by the skate of Tyler Main. He'll send it back. It's redirected over to the near side. Instead of Jackson Pensabine back up those boards, it'll go. Will Sanzone sending it in. Connor McDonald with a shot. Luke Beck, how did he make that save? Wow. Off the backboards it went. Connor McDonald smelled an opportunity. He smacked that right in, but Luke Beck is just able to come up with it.
We're 30 and 10 on shots right now.
Well, that's a lot more than they've started with.
Absolutely. I mean, it was 4 after the first period, and then maybe not as much in the second period. They only allowed 1 goal. Strong defense, but forgot about offense.
Oh, and we've got a timeout for West Genesee, so they are sensing that something is up. They are sensing that the Hornets may have a little bit of a chance here, and a man like Frank Colabufo had to see something like this from almost a mile away, especially in the first 5 minutes. As I have to say it, the FM Hornets are winning this period so far.
Yeah, I think he just saw how aggressive the Hornets were and he knew that he had to also act like this was West Genesee's last game. And so he just wanted to call that timeout to slow the pace down because West Genesee is good at, starting with a slow pace and then speeding it up on their own offense.
West Genesee has been able to come through games like this where it's win or go home many times over. Often only ever losing when they get to the state championship. But often as well winning in that circumstance. But in a game like this now, they have to deal with a very much rejuvenated FM Hornets team.
2023 West Genesee State champions, last one for them.
Of course, the Section 3 sweep, as I mentioned in our little pregame ramble. That one winning D1 was the West Genesee Wildcats, and then D2 the Skinny Atlas Lakers. So the Section 3 sweep will be remembered for many years to come in Section 3 hockey. West Genesee going D to D here. Ryan Long sending it up the boards. Trying to grab that instead is Jack Schock. He's able to get it back the other way, but unfortunately at the cost of him falling on his keister, so to say.
There's a lot of
argument. Henry Dougherty's not able to handle it at the blue line. Christian Ball trying to grab that now. Instead it's Brian Tonkovich who pounces on that. A quick shot blocked away by Jack Wallach. And it seems like these Hornets are not afraid of blocking a shot in this game. Brian Tonkovich taking his time. He's got plenty of it. But like I said to you at the end of that second period, look at West Genesee. 2 That is a 1-2-2. That is a textbook neutral zone trap. That is exactly what West Genesee has decided to do. I called it at the end of that second period.
Yeah,
Frank Colabufo has called in the trap.
Right after we went off air, Robbie says they're going to trap. It's going to be a boring third period.
Well, I called it. Frank Colabufo is very much a fan of the neutral zone trap, and his West Genesee team has been very much able to take advantage of it in past years. But nonetheless, they'll send it right to the zone. Can they get it out? Yes, they can. Like Leduc having Nick Sujeev right in front of him, but he's not able to get it much past the blue line. Off the boards it'll go. Over to the far side. Down below the goal line. Grabbing that instead is Tyler Main. Chasing after him though is Carson Berg. Berg steals it. Tyler Main wants that back, but instead it's Nick Sujeev. Oh, for Matt Schneid, who was sliding in there, but it'll be kicked right into the glove of Sean LaMarche.
And LaMarche's goal is actually off its moorings, the left side.
Oh,
Ref is finding that.
I was about to say,
the whole time.
You tried to point that one out to me here, Mike, but of course, yeah, that would have been
the whole
very, very suspect if something like that if a goal had gone in, but nonetheless, a quick shot, it almost went in anyway, off the near side. There's a big hit gets laid there by Nico Capriani, one who has tried to lay many a hit in this game as Will Sanzo will take it into the zone. Coming around, just trying to get rid of it as he comes through there. A little bit of a wrestling match between Will Sanzo and Parker Berg. As here comes 2-on-2 the other way. And West Genesee, they thought that they were offsides. But nonetheless, it'll be Jack Schock sending it around for Brian Tonkovich. Tonkovich, he left that for Nico Capriani, but Christian Ball pounced on that. Brian Tonkovich is not able to let him in. He's trying to leak all sorts of a hit on him. And Will Sanson does as well. Just trying to impede Eagles' progress. We've got a penalty on the play.
Connor. It's Connor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I saw that one. He took a stick and just...
You gotta learn how to hit a little bit better than that. Connor McDonald will go to the box.
It was merely out of the anger again.
Well, like I said earlier, West Genesee is very much a team that will take advantage of your emotions and will get in your head.
Hornets can't afford that one.
They're a menace for a reason, and there's a very good reason why I call this the belly of the beast, because this is where your hardest contests come. This is where this is their den, essentially. This is where they use everything to their power to take advantage of you, to shut you down, to, make your life a living hell in the house of their creation.
And there's 2 less minutes that the Hornets have to score. Obviously, they have had 4 man-down goals this year, but against West Genesee, it's not very realistic.
Well, the only hope you can do is send a man like Noah Chen on, a man who has 3 shorthanded goals just this season. Jack Lalick, though, trying to deny much entry past the top of the circles. But grabbing that instead was Jonah Vormwald. He's not able to get a shot off. Instead, it'll go back for number 24, Jacob Pensame's cross. Poked away, though, by Brian Tonkovich.
Nice play.
A man who has made not too many mistakes, especially in a game like this. He and that man right there, Tyler Main, as Noah Chen has stepped onto the ice, and he is putting on some pressure already. 54 seconds left to go in the penalty. Below the goal line it'll go. Brian Tonkovich chasing after it, but instead it's Nick Maloney sending it around for Matt Schneid. Back to the top for Berg. Now for Pensamine. Jacob Pensamine over for Vormwald. Back to Pensamine. Pensamine, a shot turned away by Sean LaMarche, who's already faced about 32 shots on goal, if that one was not counted yet. Walking is Pensamine, shot scores. Top corner, blocker side. The second power play goal of the game for the West Genesee Wildcats, and those penalties have come back to bite the FM Hornets.
Wow, I mean, that's Pensamine, his second goal of the game. He had one earlier to start things off. He had the second goal in the first period. Now he has one in the third period to get him his 15th goal of the season.
West Genesee winning that forward. They'll send it back into the FM zone now, but obviously FM with it now 5-on-5 here. Henry Downey trying to work it, and so does Drew Main. Main wins it forward off. He was in the zone before King. He is not exactly a happy camper with that one.
That's just another mistake by the Hornets. Again, just letting up these opportunities they have, limiting the already limited offensive opportunities that they're given.
Mistakes on mistakes on mistakes. When they compound like this, they lead to a score of 4-0 being put on the board. As it goes back down the other way, they will call that one on icing. One of the few West Genesee icings in this contest here, and that'll be offensive zone face-off for the FM Hornets.
7:18 left, 10 minutes have been played almost in the third period. Although it looked like the Hornets were maybe going to win this period, they're down a goal than when they started.
And it's the penalties. It's the penalties that kill your momentum. Especially things like that. Penalties out of anger, penalties out of frustration. They cannot be done. And that's one of the risks that you take when you play desperate. There's a shot turned away by, I believe that was the mask of Sean LaMarche, a man who has not gone very much wrong in a game like this. He's just faced A-plus level shooters in the, of course, the power play blue line of Carson Berg, Jacob Pensabine, and Jonah Vormwald. Power play that will take advantage of you, that will capitalize, that will take every shot that you let them. West Genesee up the boards. Right past the stick of Nick Sergeev. It'll go to Sean LaMarche. Instead, Sergeev will pick it up. Back for Tyler Main. Main now up towards Will Sanzone. Back the other way off of Nico Capriotti's stick. It'll go into the zone. West Genesee, though, will send it back the other way. Brian Tonkovic off the boards. Now up for Capriotti. Backhanding into the zone. Less than 6 minutes to go. Oh, Will Sanzone getting rocked there by one of the men in the corners. Whereas Nico Capriotti's got to be a little bit careful of, especially his stick position after his cohort, of course, Connor McDonald, was sent to the box for cross-checking, as Nico Capriotti could have been sent for the same reason. Back up the boards. McDonald, the man in question. Trying to get it off the boards with Will Sanzone. Oh, he tried to poke that away, but just a perfect placement of a stick like Baden Carvel denies him. Over to the near side for Brian Tonkovic now. Tonkovic high all the way down, bouncing puck through the neutral zone. Will Sanzone instead will take it. Dropping that for Nico Capriotti. Capriotti trying to drop it himself, but denied at least now by Michael Vetter. He'll send a shot in. Luke Beck will turn that away. Brian Tonkovic below the goal line it'll go. Sanzone trying to take it around the near side of the net. Just fighting for it below the goal line. Will they set it up? Oh, and another hit from Braden Carvel. It almost seems like West Genesee is just going for the body itself. A scrum around the net of Luke Beck. I believe that's Will Sanzone at the bottom of it. Just a dog pile to the right of Luke Beck. Below the goal line it'll go, and West Genesee comes out with it. Caden McBride off the board. For Logan DeWaters, he'll dump it in. Off the backboard. Sean LaMarche will cover that up momentarily anyway, so it doesn't do much damage. Brian Tonkovic directing some traffic. Off the boards it goes up towards Noah Chen. He and Michael Leduc trying to get it into the zone here. They'll send it back into the hands of Tyler Main. Now for Brian Tonkovic. Tonkovic trying to get it up there, but it's West Genesee coming back the other way. Dumping it in. Carson Berg hands it right to Brian Tonkovic, but he's trying to keep it away as his stick was lodged in the arms of Brian Tonkovic. No call will come. Matthew Schneider, right under Sean LaMarche.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous indeed. 3:44 remains in period number 3 from Shove Park. And I have to say it. The question now remains, can the Hornets get one on the board?
Yeah, it's been all Wildcats so far. And, if it stands 4-0, then the Wildcats will have beaten the Hornets by more than the Wildcats beat the Bees earlier last week, which is just, amazing considering that the Hornets blew out the Bees 5-0.
Well, unfortunately, another quick tip away there from Jackson Pensabene. As he goes back up to the top, they'll work it across. Ryan Long, a quick shot. Up now into the protective netting. But like I said, Section 3 hockey never is the most predictable. You can never predict a game of Section 3 hockey to a T. Obviously, there are some cases where the odds are better than others, but you can never predict it to a T as West Genesee comes back in a side and scores. Jonah Vormwald. The 100 signs come out for the Wildcats, and am I mistaken in saying that may be his 100th goal of his career?
Yeah, 100th goal. Congratulations. I mean, Jonah Pensabene, that's his third goal this game. So a hat trick as well for his 100th goal, right?
The man who was probably with a talent like that known very many hat tricks in his career, and somebody who has been a menace to many a goaltender in Section 3. Jonah Vormwald. His 100th career points.
Okay, all right.
Jonah Vormwald, yeah.
I was going to say 100, that's a lot of points. That's still a lot of points.
Absolutely, especially when many players only play a maximum of 4 years and some even less than that. But like I said, 100 points for Jonah Vormwald.
The thing with that is they're playing Section 3 opponents as well. Section 3, one of the best sections in New York, if not the best. I mean, it's like being in the SEC for basketball or football.
Shot goes wide of the net here, but of course, like you said, Central New York knows many talents. We actually saw a native of Central New York in just the past Four Nations tournament final in the NHL, that being one Thomas Harley, a native of right here in Syracuse, who I believe spent most of his time for the Syracuse Gnats. But like I said, a lot of good hockey talent comes from Central New York as opposed to other regions of this state.
And today it's been all Wildcats with obviously talent like Jacob Pensabene, Jonah Vormwald, back doing a phenomenal job as well, and Michael Vetter, who had the other goal.
One of the biggest stats, though, I will hit you with, Mike, is that through all the success that a team like the West Genesee Wildcats has had, they have never had a single player go to the NHL.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the FM Hornets have. And a man of, I believe, whose name escapes me. He played for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But a shot comes and another save from Sean LaMarche. But like I said, the FM Hornets have been, have had a product go to the NHL. But like I said, the West Genesee Wildcats never doing so. Here they come into the zone, a quick shot turned away by Sean LaMarche, and getting that out of harm's way is Tyler Main. 1 minute remains in this period here, and trying to get that up and out of the zone was Asa Black. And here comes West Genesee back the other way. Michael Vetter around the zone. He will play with it himself. Shot comes, gloving that down is Sean LaMarche with 41.2 seconds left to go in period number 3.
And, unless, it's hard to say, but unless a miracle happens, 41.2 more seconds of regulation for the 10 seniors on the Hornets, their hockey career here at Fayetteville-Manlius. So it's just crazy how many seniors the Hornets have, how much talent they have, and how much is escaping us after this match.
Absolutely, and we do have to recognize those seniors as well in their final minutes as FM Hornets. Nick Sergeev, Jack Lalek, Nico Capriati, Connor McDonald, Michael Leduc, Will Sanzo, Brian Tonkovich, Noah Chen, Gavin Patno, Dmitry Sergeev, and that is it for many of the Hornets who I still remember their first game, their first outings as Hornets. The many freshmen, as we knew them for many years, but it just seemed a whole wave of them came into the ranks of the FM Hornets, but with 5 seconds left, they will end their careers as Hornets. Final score from Shove Park 5 for the West Genesee Wildcats, none for the FM Hornets. You know how I drew the similarities to the Oswego State Lakers?
Yeah.
This is the Oswego State Lakers victory song.
Wow.
Heave away. Which fits a lot more the aesthetic of Oswego State Lakers than it does West Genesee Wildcats, but nonetheless, the similarities are ever clear.
Yeah. Well,
like I said,
it's about the Hornets tonight, and the Hornets, very respectable season. Obviously they had that slow start, or they had a good start, and then they were slow in the middle. Had that awesome game versus Rome Free Academy. Had good wins versus CNS, but had a great game versus Casanova, of course. The 3-2 win from Henry Doherty's goal with 2:15 left in second overtime.
Yeah, as the trade horn, which adds to another bit of psychological effect, especially in this building. Many people have come to hate that horn over their careers here in Central New York, but like I said, many of these Hornets will end their careers on, unfortunately, a little bit of a sadder note here at Shove Park, as unfortunately many Hornets over the years have ended their careers in this very building.
Yeah, West Genesee just a hard place to go into. The Hornets came in knowing this, prepared as much as they could, watched as much film as they can, but today was all Wildcats. And honestly, just probably one of the strongest Wildcat performances I've seen. The Hornets still battled, although they did have a couple of mistakes on offense. They still battled on their defense, and very good play from the Wildcats. Obviously, congratulations again to Jacob Pensabine. He scored his a hat trick and his 100th point in his career. So just very strong.
Absolutely, very much so. But like I said, the final score goes the way of the West Genesee Wildcats, 5-0. The final from Shove Park.
Robbie, everybody wants to know, will you be back next year for some games if you can?
I will make sure that I am. Okay. I will try my very best, especially on the during the winter break, which was where I got most of the games in anyway for the FM Hornets. But well, the priority right now goes to my collegiate studies and, of course, calling collegiate hockey for the Oswego State Lakers, who are still very much in their league anyway, because the SUNYAC tournament starts, believe it or not, tomorrow for at least the men's side of affairs. It'll be if I remember correctly, the Canton Kangaroos versus the Buff State Bengals. The Buff State Bengals is that team that I mentioned earlier that the Lakers were unable to beat. So it'll be those two playing tomorrow, and then the Plattsburgh State Cardinals versus the Potsdam Bears, and then my very own Oswego State Lakers will play this weekend the second lowest seed remaining in the tournament, which, if Buff State wins versus Canton, that will be the Buff State Bengals. But
good luck,
like I said,
yeah.
Oh, very much. Well, and if you, any of you listeners out there who are still with us, would like to tune into some more such very exciting Central New York hockey, if you're watching the women's side, I will be calling some of the games for WTOP 10 TV the TV station up at SUNY Oswego, and for the men's side of affairs, the Oswego Lakers men's hockey team, I will be calling them for WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network. Unfortunately, you cannot get that on the airwaves if you're anywhere in the Syracuse area. You have to be, unfortunately, right in the city of Oswego. Our airwaves don't go very far, but you can tune in on the TuneIn app, believe it or not. If you look up WNYO 88.9 FM, that's where I will be for the rest of this hockey season. But for Section 3, of course, I will try my very best to be back next year for some more Hornets hockey, because the one thing that you never can forget is your roots.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can never forget your roots. You can never forget where you came from. And I got my start right here on the Hornets Hockey Network back in that ill-fated COVID year, alongside our videographer right to my right of me, Fu-Mei. We were doing a lot of the games, doing every single game for 4 years straight, home, away, did not matter. We were always on the air somehow right here on YouTube. And hopefully as well you will join us next year, Mike, for some more FM Hornets games as well.
Yeah, I should be a junior next year and, continue the legacy of FM Hockey Network.
Oh, of course. This channel, this program that we've built over the last, well, now I believe it's in its 5th season, if I'm remembering correctly, the 2021 season, the shortened season, 21-22, 22-23, 23-24, and now 24-25 coming to an end. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still with us, stick around for next year, because we will have a whole new gaggle of players in here. And, of course, now with, well, so many stalwarts of the FM Hornets gone and retired, now it'll be, well, the story of the Main brothers, Tyler Main and Drew Main. Are they not playing?
Well, word has it that Tyler's going to be going to boarding school next year for hockey, so we might lose Tyler. But Drew Main will still be on.
Well, of course, they are some of the more skilled members of this FM Hornets team, but like I said, it will be very much the tale of a very new